Here we are again in the apocalypse. My son got me some new safety goggles. He must have heard you guys. Okay, so yesterday you saw I had a whole truckload of wood. Mm-hmm. Okay, if Lynn will pan over, you'll see that it's gone. I denailed it all.
Yep.
I brought the 2 by 12-inch planks that were oak that I really didn't have a use for. My son, the genius, immediately thought of 5 different projects he could do with them. So I didn't even unload them. I took them right to him. That's right. You don't have to keep all the crap, remember? If it's not something you need, pass it on. Okay.
So this is all the stuff. Yeah.
Humongous pile, and of course it rained all over this shit. Mm-hmm. So in order to, I've got it so that
you've got those little shims in between. Those
okay, so it'll dry out some. But before I use it, I will pressure wash it.
Of course.
I will take it out on this cement slab and pressure wash the shit out of it before I use it. I would like to do that now, but it's too fucking wet.
Yep.
For pressure wash. Oh, why is it too wet for pressure wash? Because I don't feel like standing in the rain to pressure wash. And the minute I get started on something like that and won't want to stop,
it'll rain.
It'll rain.
Yeah.
But at any rate, but you don't want to take wet wood and just stack it, because you're going to get wood-eating fungus. This already, after getting rained on one day, it had white shit on it. So that's the beginning of that crap.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to wash all of that off and get rid of it. Okay, so I had this, I was standing here looking at this shit and suddenly had an idea. I need to add partial walls to the front of the Billy Goat's pen.
Right.
It wasn't important to do that, but now we have polar vortexes.
Yes.
And if he's in there and it's that cold, he's going to need something to shield him from the wind. Remember I showed you the pallet that was crusted up with the plastic crap?
Right.
Well, I broke all the plastic crap off of it. Now, why did I want to use this one? This one, I think, is long enough to do what I want it to do.
Yeah, it's bigger than the others, yeah.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chainsaw and I'm going to cut this edge off and leave this one.
Okay.
Okay? So, and then I'm going to move it over there and see if it'll fit. Why am I cutting it without measuring it? Because for me, it's just as easy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather do it that way. This is one less trip. My knees are shot. Okay. Chainsaw perfect.
Yep.
All right, so now I'm going to go get my my wheelbarrow because I'm old.
Well, it's heavy. That's heavy.
These pallets they were heavy before they got wet.
Yep.
Everything once it gets wet gets heavier. Oh, and look how I'm going to clean it. See all that stuff that's still on there? Watch, I'll show you some easy cleaning techniques. It's called dumping it and dropping it. Dumping it and dropping it. See how much cleaner it is?
It's much cleaner, yes.
Yeah. Look, some more shit just busted off of it.
Yeah, I see that.
Those, unfortunately, what we're seeing there, I didn't realize that's what Tony meant when we were putting that on there. But unfortunately, what we're seeing there is where his tools melted in the fire, because I found a bunch of, in the middle of it was a bunch of coiled up copper wire.
Oh my goodness.
From one of the, yeah. Oh. And this, you can tell, this is full. It's plastic, and that's the tool for one of his, for taking something onto or off of one of his tools. That's the handle of one of his tools. It was probably a drill, because that's a driver bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so, poor Tony.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to go get the wheelbarrow?
I'm going to go get the wheelbarrow.
Okay, I'm not going to film you walking over.
While I get the wheelbarrow.
Okay. And you are on.
Okay, so with all these plastic bags, I had to put chickens over here to raise them off, and so they wouldn't stay in and they wouldn't roost because of that street light right there. So I stapled these plastic bags up in here as a temporary wall,
To give them some darkness.
and I stapled these pieces of wood on the bottom to hold it
To
down.
hold it down.
But do not need it now, so it can all come down.
And we'll reuse all of it.
Oh yeah. But okay, so what I want to do is, see over here, I want to put this in here so that it will make a partial wall. Now, I'm already kicking myself that I took that board off because dyslexia strikes again, and it's exactly ass backwards from what I was going to do. So I'm going to probably wind up putting another board back on there later.
But not today.
Let's never talk about that because I didn't want this ugly side showing. But I don't know that my... Damn, you know what? Let's do it that way anyway and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, it may not fit at all, right? And I may have to go
Yes.
chainsaw the shit out of it. Okay.
I love that you brought all your tools and everything with you in the same trip.
Okay, this is why I use my wheelbarrow for the frickin' toolbox, because all I gotta do is I can bring my everything I need. See, it is too long. It is too long. What a pain that took us. Yeah, it's way too long. So now we will go away and come back while I cut the bottom of this out.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so since I gotta turn it around anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put some bricks in place to set that on so that it's not gonna rot out as quick. It'll still rot out, mind you, just not as quick. And that's the idea, you know. The less I have to do shit, the better. Try to do everything these days pretty permanently, but something like this, not necessary to be good, just has to be
Just done.
alright. Well, and I think it's going to look really cool anyway.
I think so
Okay,
too.
so I need, how much is that? Okay, so I'm measuring that top part, and it is 3 inches. So I'm going to talk about, okay, so watch this, because what did I tell you, measuring is for what?
Sucks.
Measuring is for stuff. So when we do this, what we're going to do is we're going to jerry-rig stuff. So we're going to come up 3 inches, because that's where we want it to come to. And we're going to mark it. I didn't bring a pencil because this was supposed to be one of those easy jobs.
Yes.
So I'm just going to use a screw.
Oh, that's perfect. It works
And you can
great.
see the mark.
Nice bright
Okay.
mark.
I'm going to go down to the brick. And no, it's not the same height on both sides. Okay, and my measurement is 42 and a quarter. So I'm going to cut it 42 and a quarter from here. Okay, so it's 42 and a quarter comes to here. Oh, look at that exacting thing. Okay, and that was on the outside of that,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on this side to the outside of the top part that's hanging out. 42 and a quarter. All right. Okay, now let's cut that. How close is it to my wheelbarrow? See, that's another thing about your wheelbarrow, guys. Your wheelbarrow can double as a sawhorse. And look at this. Talk about safety first. Well, okay. As you can notice, not only did I forget to put my fucking goggles on before, but I didn't even bring them with me. So I'll just close my eyes.
We have new ones. Okay.
All right, so we had a momentary lapse of bullshit when my chainsaw wouldn't run. Why? Because that fucking stupid safety thing was on. I'm like, oh, it's gone! It's gone! No, it wasn't gone. Is it perfect? No.
It's chainsaw perfect.
Will it work?
Yes,
It'll
hopefully.
be fine.
Hopefully, it'll be fantastic.
Hopefully it'll fit just right. All right, so let's try once more with feeling. Ooh,
Bring it back a little bit, maybe it'll fit.
I know what I'm doing. Let go of my ears, woman. I know what I'm doing.
There it goes.
Woohoo! Now let's watch another trick. Now watch why I pull this squirrel out of my ass.
Why would you do that, Rocky?
I don't know. Why, Rocky? Why? We'll probably have to pay a dividend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you push on that end?
Yes, I can. Give me 1 second to get over there.
A little bit. Oh, you know what? I like it better down further. Can you get back there and eyeball that and tell me when that line on the outside looks straight?
Not and hold this.
Okay, never mind. Let go. All right. Where was it? All right.
Now that looks pretty good. That actually looks pretty good. Based on where I am right now. And that's the sound the battery makes when it starts running down.
Exactly. My wife's like, I don't know what is the sound? That's it, right there. In case you wanted to know, that's the sound. That's the sound
Of a dying battery.
Battery dying. Okay, so as you can see, in
This is
seconds,
awesome.
with a piece of crap, I now have a partial wall.
Which is all he really needs to stay out of the
Well,
wind.
Yeah, exactly. I've just given him something to get behind just a little bit in case we get another one of those fucking polar vortexes. Although right now it looks like he's going to live in the kid pen forever because he's a spoiled, rotten little douchebag.
Yeah, who has to have a bottle?
Who has to have a bottle? Has to be bottle fed. The poor little thing. He's only 52 in goat years. Actually, he's a raging adolescent hormone in goat years, which is obvious by the way he's been acting lately. Except for, you know, taking a bottle. Except for taking a bottle.
So are those bits working at all?
I haven't tried one
Oh,
of them
okay,
yet.
okay,
I
okay.
should, huh? Lynn got some new bits she bought offline. Because, as you have often heard me bitch about, these fucking bits don't last worth a shit.
Yeah.
And you have to have 2 or 3 different sizes. I don't have a battery pack with me, so.
Well, I can shut down and go get one.
Okay, so I'm going to screw this down, throw in a couple of pieces of, that's what I got that for, to connect it with on that end and make it stronger. And we'll come back in a second and show you what we've done.
Okay.
You know,
Want me to go get
one of the new bits. We'll see how those work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside now, and I'm going to take this, because it should be, yes it is, just the right size. It'll go into the bottom of that. I'm going to push it all the way over till it meets this post.
Uh-huh.
Screw it to it,
Uh-huh.
and then screw the post to the 4x4 that's in there. Yes, I'm having to crawl around again so Len can take pictures of my ass, apparently.
Well, I can't even take pictures of what you're doing right now, but that's okay.
Okay. I need something I don't have.
Here, use this.
That'll work. Alright, so I'm going to push that over until it meets. And there it goes. Okay, so now that it meets, I'm going to sling some screws in that fucker. And then screw it to the end post.
Ooh, careful, baby.
Well, I'm a little tall for that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So I'm going to throw some screws in that. Now the bottom is no longer not supported.
Right, I see that.
Once I cut it, the bottom was no longer supported.
Yeah, because it did have those cross pieces in there, and you cut that off, so yeah.
Yep. And so, get this. I'm just going to throw a couple more in there because I actually need to use shorter ones. That is not the new bit, is the screw.
Oh, I see that.
I hate it when that happens because these screws are very expensive and it does not work because the top was not forged correctly.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, they're not forged. I don't know, they're punched out.
Punched out
probably.
correctly.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to sling one into here. It goes all the way through and hopefully into the 4x4. And it does, and there you go.
Yay! Because the billy goat.
When I get it all in here, it'll be stronger.
Yeah. That's
But
awesome.
also, I'm going to take a stake and drive in
So it can't be pushed
and
out.
connect it to that so that it can't be just.
Gee, I can't imagine a billy goat would do that.
I know, right? But in the meantime, I'll take all this shit down too.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because it's not necessary for the billy goat.
No. Which he may never go in here if we don't find something to do with those dogs. We had the neighbors been letting their pit bulls run. We don't know if what killed. We lost 3 chickens last night over here. We don't know if they were killed by raccoons or dogs, because it kind of looked more like a dog kill
Yeah.
than a raccoon kill. And it's like, yeah, you can see that was a jerry-rigged mess there. And throw some roosts up.
Yeah.
I raised off 35?
35, I think. 35 or 36 roosters.
Over here. Free-range
Yeah.
roosters living off the land. And then I butchered them all.
And froze them.
Yeah, so there you go. So anyway, all right. So I have a wall now, a partial wall that will block the wind partially, especially for a Nigerian dwarf.
Yes.
I will
And-
probably add another pallet on this other side at some point. But I'm not doing that today. I just wanted to show you my idea that I got on the fly in 10 minutes.
Well, it's really cool because that pallet was literally going to be firewood. So
Yeah, it
it's
would've been
actually getting
firewood.
used, and that's awesome.
And it's just the right size, so
Yeah.
for what we need. So, scrounge around, use your crap. If you can't use your crap, give it to your son, the genius. Oh, that's right, your son's not a genius. He's a moron who lives in your basement and eats all your food. But maybe someday he'll grow up and be a genius.
Yeah, there you go.
Until next time, goodbye.